Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Thanks so much for attending our webinar today. We're going to talk about how to brand IoT using TagoIO run services. I am Fabio Rosa. I am the CEO and co-founder of Tago, located here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Today, we are going to cover basically, we're going to cover first the quick introduction about Tago. Then I'm going to talk about how to build the solution using TagoIO platform and spend most of the time talk about branding with TagoRUN. Then we are going to have a demo where Mateus, our software developer, is going to present the key features and configuration settings for you to go and do by yourself after this webinar. Also, we are going to have a question and answer session at the end, but feel free to make questions at any time. You should be able to see a chat where you can make a question, and we are going to do our best to answer as soon as possible, or at least at the end. This video will be recorded so that the link will be available for everybody that register and also be available in our website. So first of all, Tago platform is a complete platform that allows you to connect any kind of device basically. And we offer the key functionalities to perform such goal. For example, if you take a look in our ecosystem, first of all, we can see on the left side the sensors. So normally that's what first expected to get connected to an IoT platform, of course. So that's what you call the end nodes. Then you have the gateways or something in the middle, the network that goes to the application side. So close to the right side, you have the application. So that's where Tago is positioned. Tago offers the tools to connect the sensors from a variety of network types to your system. So in the right side, you can see some kind of integration. For example, you can integrate your own CRM system, ERP system, spreadsheets, or any other kind of a system using RESTful or TCP/IP communication protocols. Basically, at Tago, you can store data, you can manage data, you can manage devices, you can run scripts, analytics, and of course, you can create dashboards and also the other part of the ecosystem that relate to the users that are our key focus today. So the first thing you want to put clear is that you can, and we are always going to build your solution, the IT, using the admin.tago.io. So that is the platform for developer or for the administrator. Basically, here you're going to find the key components like, again, device management, data storage management, analytics, notification, and also the integration features for you to complete your integration. Okay, so you use this component and you build your solution. For example, here in the dashboard, you have some sensors connected, measuring temperature, display temperature, and also ready to send notification for the users. Then that's the part that relates to the branding. Now you can customize the solution for your users. So that's basically what we say, that instead of having your users going to tago.io, they will go to your customer domain. Let's say that your domain is my company. So you can have your users sign up in iot.mycompany.com, for example, so they don't see TagoIO at all. Also, you can customize emails, like the welcome emails, report emails, that will show up for your users as coming from you and not from Tago. Also, you can change the colors, company logo, background color, the favicon that goes in the browsers. Also, you can link pages from your company to your solution. You can program buttons, and also you can see the preference of your users. So there are a lot of features that we create so that you can engage with your customers better. So let me give you one example. Let's say that you have a solution where you want to track assets. The names of this company, in this case, let's say Zacme. So that is how this would show up for the final users. Okay. So let's go step by step here. So what are the configurations that you have here? And by the way, that's a real application. So if you see, for example, assetcounter.io, the application can be under this domain or, of course, your domain. So it's no longer tago.io. You can have your logo. In this case, is Acme Company. You can replace here. You can change this background image or add video or colors. You can customize the fields in the sign up page. For example, other than asking for the first name, last name, email, and password during the sign up process, you can ask things like enter your company name or enter the state where you're located, things like that. So it's up to you, it's optional. Also, at the bottom, you can add a link to your terms and conditions. Okay, so that's not TagoIO, that's your condition according to your company policies. So everything that you see here is totally customizable. Then, of course, you want to customize your application. So that is, in this example, how this could look like when your user sign in and take a look in your application. Let's go a little bit into the details here. So the logo, you show up here again, that's your logo. You have an option on the top to add a subtitle. For example, here, asset counter, or can be anything else. Then you can customize the colors of the sidebar, the top bars. For example, here is kind of a green or gray color. Also, you can change the colors of the icons, like the bell or the name where the user has all the settings. And then on the left side, you have something very special that we call buttons. Here, you can add pre-programmed buttons that is going to open something that you link. For example, in this example, it can open your blog page, for example, or a spreadsheet, or your support page. So it's not only a link to your website, but it will really show your web page here for the customer. So that is a nice way for you to create a nice solution for your customer while keep it simple for the user to operate. Other thing very important is that we also offer the mobile web application free at no cost. That's what we call the run. So if you go to Google Play or App Store, you can look for TagoRUN and you'll find our app. So here I'm going to show the key steps that your users can follow in order to get your solution. Okay, so again, that's the solution at no cost. So first, your user will need to go to the store and install TagoRUN. So when it opens, the first thing is asking what's a TagoRUN domain. In this case, remember I said that's assetcounter.io. So just type assetcounter.io, and then everything else here will be shown based on your configuration. So from now on, everything here is from your brand. It's no longer Tago, it's everything as you prepare during the setup, okay? So the first thing it's gonna ask is create account, or if the customer already has an account, it will ask just to sign in. So remember the field that I said at the beginning will show up here. And after the account is created and approved, the user can now navigate in the application. So that's very important because some customers sometimes want to use mobile app and think about developed by themselves. Well, of course, what's possible, but here we give you this option at no cost. So why it's good to share the application, I think is much more important, or is a plus really to share with your brand. Also, there are more options that I'd like to show you here quickly before we go to the details. Is some options to engage with your final users, okay, your end users. So, for example, one thing that you can do, and Mateus is going to show to you later, is about how to customize emails. So on the left top here, you can see email subject and email body. So you can basically add things like, hey, welcome to my application, or add a link or a picture, things like that. And every time the end user receives an email, it will be sent from this template that you prepare here. Also, on the bottom, you can see the campaign. So that's all the possibility, because the users that sign up in your application will show up here. So for example, you have here 3 users. So these are your users, that's not TagoIO users. You can export this file, and then you can use it to run some campaigns. Or you can also add tags. For example, you can add things like, in this example, you have the level of each one, like one the director or VP, manager, maybe location or state. So you can use these to customize your campaign. So it's a very nice way to get the list of your users. Also, we have the push notifications, and you can use the push notification for a lot of things. For example, you can use a push notification to tell your customer that there is an over temperature in the equipment, or the asset is out of the geofence. But also you can use push notification to do promotions, for example. Okay, it's possible for you to do that. So you can create situations to engage with your users. And another option is to use the user location from their mobile app. So Tago already is able to get the location from the mobile device that the users are using and bring these to the scripts, so the decisions can be made and send the message or prepare the analytics based on their geolocations. That's very easy to do. That's already included in the mobile app. One thing to have in mind is that, of course, the end users need to give it permission to be tracked, but we follow all the standards from Apple and Google. And also there is, like in this picture here, a switch where the user can enable or disable the tracking feature. So how basically you get there? So you need to use our TagoRUN models. And the TagoRUN models are basically composed by 3 components. The first one is the TagoRUN white label. The second one is the user management, where you're going to grant access for your users based on rules that you're going to define it. And also you have the access management. So you associate the users with the rules that you created. Everything here is composed and part of the Tago platform. So depending on what you want to achieve here, you may need to purchase some add-ons options. Okay, so there are basically 3 packages. The first one, on the left here, is the white label. The second one is the custom domain. And third one is related to the mobile app. So let me explain a little bit better the difference among them. So it is very simple. In the left side, the white label allows you to add your branding, color, things like that. But you're gonna still run these under Tago.io domain. So you don't need to purchase another domain, automatically you'll be ready to go. Also, you can see on the bottom side, just below the sign in button, that it mentioned it runs on Tago. So that's the only place that you're gonna see Tago, because again, it's inside the same Tago.io domain. Then if you want to get this running under your own domain, for example, in this case, IoT winedelivery.com. So it's not related to Tago at all. It's possible. And in this case, you see that the dimension that it runs on Tago disappear. And the third model add-on that you can add is, instead of having your user going to download the TagoRUN mobile app, it goes and gets your mobile app. So when you do that, we are able to deploy the TagoRUN mobile app under your name with no correlation at all with TagoIO. Okay, so it's fully customizable for your brand. So that's another option that you may want to have in mind as well. Okay, so that's a brief introduction about how you connect your brand with your solutions, what are the benefits. So now let's go with Mateus and take a look in the details, how to do that, how to set the configuration so you can have this up in 1 minute. Okay, so first of all, of course, you just need to sign up at the tago.io, create a free account, and you'll be ready to go and test and do basically the same thing that Mateus is going to show to you right now. Mateus, can you follow? Can you start from here now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm one of the front-end developers at TagoIO, and I'm going to follow Fabio's presentation. Just a second. I'm just sharing my screen over here. Okay, so once again, hello everybody. My name is Mateus. We are here inside of TagoIO on our Run platform, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Run features and how they work on the actual platform. So when you are first entering on the Run screen, you will be faced with these features here. So this is the first screen that you'll see because you don't actually have a Run. So again, we're going to be creating a Run from scratch. So to actually create your Run, it's very simple. All you need to do is press Start Now, this button right here. And then once you press it, you will see that a bunch of fields and configuration have opened up for you to fill. So step by step here, we are inside the main configuration of your Run. So here, you have basically the header of your Run application. You can set the title, you can set the logo, the subtitle, and the favicon. For those who don't know what a favicon is, it's basically the browser icon, the one that stays right here, just like this IO. So you can configure pretty much everything on TagoRUN, just like Fabio said. So let's not waste time here. I'm just going to change my title to My Tracker. To put some context on the table here, we're going to be creating we're going to be customizing our application to be a asset tracker. So we have basically a truck, and we can track the assets that the truck is carrying. So for the title of our Run, we're going to be setting My Tracker. And the subtitle, we can do something like this, the best tracker. Now, some of you may have noticed that when I set the subtitle here, it updated our real-time preview over here on the top. So whenever you make any kind of modification to these fields right here, you can see the change that has occurred in our preview over here. So in this case, we set the subtitle, and over here, it's kind of small, but you can see we have a subtitle modification as well. So if I set 1, 2, 3, you can see that the modification has occurred in the preview as well. I'm just saying this because if you are kind of lost on these fields, you can always look at the preview and see what you have modified. Now for the icon and logo, I have prepared some files here. Coincidentally, they are on our file system. I do encourage you to actually use our files. It's very quick. So I'm just going to select my logo here, copy my URL, go over to my TagoRUN, paste it on our favicon and our logo. Now you can see that some modifications have occurred on our preview. First of all, the browser icon or favicon has changed over here, and our main logo has changed as well. So it looks a lot better than just our TagoRUN logo. The TagoRUN is actually our default logo. So if you don't specify anything, by default, it stands up to that. Okay? So now that we have a pretty beautiful logo, we can move on. So the next step is domain. At the bottom, some of you may have noticed that we have a big, and it's actually a very weird code. And it's not actually a code. This is our URL. So this is where your users would actually access your Run application. By default, it shows this random ID. But of course, we don't want our users to access this random ID. We want them to access something that is very personal and customizable. So you can change the domain of your Run. And it's really easy to do so. You head over to domain, and you put anything that you like there. For example, since I'm doing a tracker application, I'm going to set the domain as my tracker. Now, if you look at the preview at the bottom here, you will see that there's the URL, my tracker, but there's also a suffix. So there's mytracker.run.tago.io. You can customize your own domain without the run.tago. I'm so sorry, guys. You can customize the domain without the run.tago. All you have to do is contact us here. So it's really easy to do so. You open a support ticket, and we'll contact you with the information on how you can apply your own domain there. Okay? So moving on here, we have the actual branding. Now, this is really cool because this is where we actually set the colors of your Run. I have prepared a very nice color here on my second screen. So as you can see, we have the navigation bar color, the buttons, and the text. So I don't really like this blue color. It's the default one. I don't like it. So I'm just going to open up my button here, and I can select any kind of color that I like. As you can see in the preview over there, the navigation bar has changed. But of course, this bluish kind of gray color isn't ideal. So I'm just going to set a reddish color. It looks a lot better, but you can see that the buttons haven't been changed. And that's because the buttons are still with the blue color. This is really easy to change. All you have to do is open the color, specify a custom code, or you can drag the pointer, and the color has been changed as well. Of course, for the sake of having one color, we're just going to set the same color of the navigation bar on the buttons. So it looks a lot better like this. You will notice it's kind of hard to see, but you will notice that the notification amount there, it's kind of red, and it doesn't really blend in with the background. And this is really easy to change. All you have to do is specify kind of a black color, and it looks a lot better there. Okay? So a couple of fields here, really easy. And as you can see, our Run has a totally different face now. So let's move on. Now we're going to be customizing the sign up page. The sign up is really special because you can specify custom fields for your users to fill. So for example, by default, we have 4 fields, which is the first name of the user, the last name, email, and password. But if you want to specify that the user, if you want to, for example, acquire the user city, it's really easy to do so. All you have to do is specify the name of the field. So since I'm creating a city field, I'm going to set the name of the field as city. And the placeholder inside the field is just basically an instruction on what the user should enter on that field. So I'm going to say enter your city. There you go. Now we have to specify the type of the field. Currently, we have 2 types, number type and text. This is a city, so I want a text type. I don't want the user to input a number. And if you look at the preview over here, we have 5 fields now. It's kind of hard to see because it's small, but you can kind of get a glimpse that there are 5 fields here. Okay, and this is awesome. You can also specify right here if the field is required or not. So the user won't be able to sign up if he hasn't filled this field. Okay, it's really easy. And you can add a bunch of fields as well. I think the limit is 5 or 10. I'm not quite sure, but if you want to specify more fields, you can do so. Now let's go to the fun part, which is the theme. Now this is awesome because we are actually modifying the entrance of your application. Think of it like this. Whenever the user accesses your application, this is the first screen that he will see because he has to sign up to use your application. So we really have to put some effort here to build something that is very good looking, something very beautiful and that the user likes. So for the buttons here, I'm going to set the same color that I set for the navigation bar, just so we create a kind of reddish theme. I think it will look really cool. And we can specify the text of the buttons as well. For example, we can do kind of a blackish color, but I do think white is a little bit better. Now, this is just title and text. This is really easy, just simple, I mean. But this is actually a very important field right here, the form background. So this is what contains all of those fields. So if I set this form background as a pink color, you can see in the preview, the pink has appeared. We can also set the form opacity. This is really important because you can specify how transparent the form will be. You may not think this is important, but it's very important, especially now that I'm going to show to you the background of your sign-up page. So let's go and set our form background as a white color again. Awesome. Now let's set this background here. By default, our background is named default, which is expected. But we can specify our background to be an image, a video, or a solid color. So I have prepared an image here, sign up background. I'm just going to copy this URL, go over to image, and I'm going to paste it here, my image. Now, as you can see, the preview has been affected, and there we go. We have a very nice image. Now, pretty much anybody that tries to access this application will see this very nice background and will be enchanted. I'm sure whoever accesses this will be thrilled to use your application. But of course, sometimes we want to apply a different kind of background, and I'm referring to videos. So I have prepared a very nice video as well in our file system. I do want you guys to use our file system. I do recommend it. I'm just going to select my video and copy URL, then go back to my run, select video, and paste my video here. And there you go. Now you can see that our preview is moving. The background is moving. This will really thrill all of your users because he will see something that is very desirable. I mean, a nice background that keeps moving and it matches your application. You can specify a background tint and the opacity of your video as well. So if you don't want your video to be kind of faded out, you can increase its opacity and the preview is affected. And you can also specify a background tint color for your video. So if I decrease my opacity here, you can see that the video is kind of red because I set the background tint as red. I recommend either a black or white color. It does fit best most of the systems, but if you want to specify a custom color, it's all right as well. Now we have the video opacity. There we go. It looks very nice. I do like this amount of opacity here. So we're going to go to sidebar. Now sidebar is very important because it's where the buttons of your application are. So by default, when you create a new application, you will have a single button. I'm sorry, this is not the correct icon. Whenever you create a run, you will have this, this setup right here, a single button that is disabled. We don't want that. We want at least 2 buttons, okay? So I'm just going to add another button and another button. Don't worry if you're not understanding, in a second you will get it. I'm going to set this button as blog, and I'm going to put an RSS feed icon on it and a kind of orange color. There you go. Now on the action of the button, I'm going to say show iframe or HTML. Now something happened in the preview. What happened? A new button has appeared. So these buttons that you configure here all show up on this left side on the top here. Okay, this is really important. This color here that you specified will be the same color of the button when the user has entered it. So you can see it's black now, but if I were to press this button, the color would change to orange. I have separated a link here for the TagoIO blog, and I'm going to set another button here. Live buoy, this is the icon, and this time it will be kind of a blue color. Now, same thing, you can choose to open a dashboard on your run, but we're not going to focus on logic here, we're just going to focus on branding. So I have separated another link, I'm sorry. So this is awesome. This is going to be a support link for our users, and this is the blog link for our TagoIO blog. You will see that the buttons here are side by side, but maybe you don't want this. Maybe you want them to be one on the top and one on the bottom. And you can specify this using position. So if I want the support to drop to another line, you have to specify, hey, support, please get added in a new line. So if I press this, you will see in the preview that the blog is on the top and the support is on the bottom. So this is really cool. And the start button doesn't appear because we have it disabled. Okay, so if you were, for example, to disable the blog, you will see that it just basically vanished. So same concept, okay? You can mess around with this. It's really cool. You can do some pretty nifty stuff with this, including, for example, putting the link of your own website here. It's a really cool thing that people do. I recommend it. Now we're going to go over to mobile features really quickly. I think I'm over exceeding my time. So mobile features here, just like Fabio said, we can track the user location if he or she allows it in the mobile app. So to do so, you have to add this feature to your mobile app. And then if the user agrees to be tracked on the TagoRUN mobile app, you can get his location and perform some calculations, figure out where he or she is. You can do some pretty nice stuff with this. We have the setup Wi-Fi device as well. This is basically a tool to help configure your device on the main network of your house, of your apartment, office. So think of this like you just bought a device and you want to configure the Wi-Fi of this device on the main network of your house. We offer a tool that helps you do exactly that. All you need to do is add this feature as well over here. And as you can see, the preview has lighted up, meaning it's ready to be used. So if I go over to Wi-Fi configuration page, you will see that it has a very nice design, very rich interface, and you can customize all of the colors here as well. This is not the focus, I'm sorry, but just know that there is this possibility, and I urge you guys to mess around with this. It's really cool. Now go over here to email templates. This is what Fabio has mentioned about customizing emails and engaging people with your brand. So whenever somebody registers, signs up to use your TagoRUN application, you may want to send a customized email to your users. So this is just our default emails, but it's really bland, it's really simple. Maybe you want some to add images and highlights. So we have all of the emails that the application sends, and you can customize 100% of them. It's really cool, okay? So we have two emails here, welcome and password recovery. Those are the same layout, but you can mess around with them and learn more about them using our documentation center. Now, we have the advanced configuration as well. We're just getting to the end here. Advanced configuration is basically configuring extra steps that you can apply to your run that aren't suitable to any of these pages here. So if you want to really customize every detail of your run, you can go over to advanced configuration and press colors. There's all the button colors here, the general options, pretty much every component that TagoIO has, you can customize it. So it's really awesome. Okay, so now that we're done, we're just going to hit save. Oh, okay. So on the geolocation here, I haven't set a device, but I enabled the feature. So I'm just going to disable the feature because I don't want to set a device. Don't worry about this. And I'm going to disable the setup Wi-Fi feature as well. So don't worry about this. And as you can see, we are deploying our run. And there you go. We have successfully deployed our run. Now, I invite you guys to go over to this My Tracker application. I just opened in a new tab. And there you go. It looks pretty cool. All the configuration that we have applied on our run is here. It's ready to be used. It will enchant all of your users. I am sure of it. I do have a user prepared here to enter this. So I'm just going to set my user here and my password. Just a second. There you go. And I'm going to sign in. And there you go. Wow, so it looks pretty cool. Now you can see over here that a couple things that we need to mention. Our color is successfully working, looks pretty cool. Over on the left side, we have the subtitle that we set, the best tracker. This is the best tracker in the world. We have the logo, and we have two buttons, blog and support. By default, if you specify a button, whenever a user enters your run, it will automatically redirect to the first button in the sidebar. In this case, the blog. But the user can change to the support button as well. Now remember the color that I was talking about? This is blue and this is orange. So we have the support here. Since we specified a link to a support page, here it is. And user can provide you some support in your application. Okay, it's really cool. On the right side here, we have two buttons. We have our account button. Now, keep in mind, right now I'm a user. Okay, so I'm just a run user of your application. I can head over to my account here and specify some stuff maybe I missed on my sign up, on my record. So I can change my name. Okay, so I'm just going to set my last name. Okay, so I can specify anything that I want here and change my visualization preferences and my general information. If you guys remember, Fabio has mentioned as well about notifications. Any notification that you send here will be automatically added as a push notification to your mobile app. So you can maybe set alerts here, or you can do some pretty cool stuff like campaigns. You can send promotions to your user and things like that, you know. So this is not exclusive to just alerts to your user. This can be much, much more. Whatever you desire, you can specify a notification here. It's totally customizable. You will see that I, out of habit, have pressed this button here. This is just to filter the notifications, okay? Don't worry, guys. Nothing to be worried about. It's really simple. This is just what the user will see. And there you go. Now I have presented you the whole run spectrum. Now, quickly, before I run out of time here, we're going to go over to users. So you will see that when I just coming back to the TagoRUN here, I am in an account called Benacchio, which is my last name. This is my account. And everyone that signs up to use our application will be logged here. So currently, I have 2 users using my application. This is not on real time, okay? This is not that they are online right now. It just basically means that they have signed up to use my application at one point or another. So you can see all of the users that have signed up to use your application, and you can also do something that is very cool called export users. So if you click this button, I will click it right here. And there you go. I have started a download. Now, whenever you click export users, you will download a sheet called a sheet full of your run users. Okay, every information available to them, it will be inside of this CSV file. Okay, I can open it if you guys want me to show it to you. It's just a CSV file, nothing important, but every information that is available for you, it's right here, and you can see it. It's really, really cool. So yeah, I think this is the whole run spectrum. And as you can see, our run has been saved. I just pressed users and then run and came back to here.
Yeah, great. Great. Thank you very much, Matheus. Very, very exciting. We have been working a lot to customers and list to them to understand what's the most critical things that they need, not only from the technical side, but also from the brand side, right? What about the users, even the emotional thing, right? So that's why we went up here, spending and investing time. And I think we end up with a very nice tool that allows you to get there. One thing here, one question, comment, I think some more questions, Mateus, is where to go to select the add-on. Can you please show, since you are sharing the screen, so people can understand where to go to select the different add-on?
Yeah. So all you have to do is press over here inside of TagoIO, okay, not in your run. You just press your account button and then profiles right here. And then if you scroll down the page a bit, you will see that there are some add-ons to set in your account. So this is it.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is select your add-on and save your profile, and the add-on is successfully inserted into your account.
Great. Yeah, and by the way, if anyone has any question, please feel free to use the chat. So you're gonna take a look here and reply to you. Okay, there is another one is why you didn't see the dashboard inside the Acme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back here to our main page on inside Tago. Now, as you can see, there are really no dashboards here, and this is because we haven't set an access policy. Okay, this is a little bit more advanced, but all you have to do is go over here to access management, add a new policy, and you can specify which users are going to receive each dashboard. So I'm just going to create one here really quickly. I'm just going to set new policy. Okay, it's nothing to be scared of, guys. It's really simple. So I'm going to set a run user. Okay, this is basically me saying, hey, any run user will receive any dashboard in this account. This is really not a good way to do it, but just so you guys see the how a policy works. So I'm going to set any as well. So this is basically the targets, which means who is going to receive the resources. And the resources in this case are the dashboards. So I'm saying any run user will receive any dashboard. Again, this is not good. You shouldn't do this in your application because every run user will receive every dashboard. But just to demonstrate here, I'm just going to create my policy, apply my changes. Okay, there we go. There is a new policy there. I'm just going to refresh my page. And there you go. Dashboards have been shown. Okay. If you want to customize your policy a little bit better, meaning that if you want to specify some dashboards to some users, the best thing that you can do is specify a tag. So you set the tag of your user to something here, and you specify the tag of the dashboard to the same thing. Okay. And the user will match the dashboard tag, and every dashboard that has the same tag, just like the user, will be associated one to another. Okay, was that clear? Could you understand that? Feel free to ask another question.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think so. Can you go back to the TagoRUN, the Acme? Yeah, just click on the dashboard to show that's there. Yeah, so we haven't spent time here showing you how to build the dashboard. There are a lot of videos online in our website. If you go tago.io/developer/video, you're gonna see previous webinars and the documentation, how to do that. So we are really focused here more on the brand side, customization for what we call TagoRUN. But great question, great comment. Let us know if there is any other. We still have a couple of minutes. Oh, there is also another related to mobile app. So why you need to select the mobile app if you can use the TagoRUN? So that's great question. If you use a TagoRUN mobile app, again, it's free. your users, you'll be able basically to do very close to the same thing that they would do if they would have you would have your own mobile app. The only difference again is that your users, like for example, this person here is Mateus, right? If he want to go and get use mobile app, you need to go to App Store or Google Play, download the TagoRUN mobile app, and add my tracker. Okay, when you do that, from there your brand will be in. If you have the add-on called mobile app, that's different. Why? Because then your users will go to App Store or Google Play and look for your mobile app. Okay, not ours, not Tago, and they don't need, of course, to type your TagoRUN, anything. They will just download your app, they will open the app, and immediately you show up the sign-in page, your sign-in page. Everything will be yours 100%. Okay, that's the key difference. So normally our recommendation is try our mobile app, free app, and see how the experience goes for your case, because each application can be and are different in our view, but it is a great feature. So you can have this up and running in a couple of days. Any other comment or questions? Okay, I don't see it. So said at the beginning, we will upload this link and this video and send the link to all of you. Feel free to share. And also for those that who could not attend this, of course, they're gonna be able to see it at the old pace. So I really appreciate your time. I hope this helps you to understand how connect your brand, your image with your applications, TagoRUN. If you have any questions, let us know at any time. Mateus, anything else?
Yeah, just one more thing. If you guys are feeling kind of lost on pretty much anything that you guys are doing, you can always press this button right here. This is our Help Center button. So you can search anything. For example, if you don't understand a concept of your run, you can search for run here, select our TagoRUN documentation. There's a lot of cool and important information here.
Great, great, good reminder. Okay, everyone. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time. And make sure you try this out and let us know if you have any questions, open support ticket, and we'll be glad to help you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.